Hey beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget, as usual, click the subscribe button below here and make sure you support the movement. Thank you so much. Without wasting more time, I want to take you to a university in the United States which has some opportunities for you as an international student. We are all looking for possibilities to migrate abroad, and of course, we are looking for ways we can study for free. So if you don't have money, if you are looking for ways you can study for free in the US, then this is a video for you to watch. Now, I will be talking about a university in the US that has at least 90% acceptance rate when it comes to applications from international students. That is to say, if 100 students apply to this particular college, there is a possibility, not a college, but a state university, there is a possibility more than 80 will go into the degree program, or at least 90%. So if you are an international student, you want to apply for a bachelor's program, you want to apply for a master's degree program in the United States, then this is a video for you to watch. In this particular institution, there is a possibility for you to gain scholarships. There are a lot of scholarships, all right, in terms of graduate opportunities, in terms of undergraduate opportunities. Like if you're an undergraduate student, you can go in sports scholarships. There are also other scholarships. That is, if you go through the university's website, you are going to see a list of all the scholarships that are available. Now, let's go to the graduate students. If you are a graduate student, let's say you are a master's degree student, you are a PhD student, and you want to study in the US for free, there are a lot of scholarships I always talk about on this YouTube channel. Now, how do you go about the application for the scholarship? What you need to do is to go through the university site and check the program specific sites or the program you are interested in. Check the site, you are going to find something there written funding, and you are equally going to find what is called graduate assistantship, which are of two types: graduate research assistantship and graduate teaching assistantship. These are the scholarships for graduate students, masters and PhD students. But as a bachelor student, you should be targeting scholarships, while graduate students should be looking at funding opportunities and fellowship, different categories of international students. Now, this university has these opportunities that you can use and study in the US for free. Of course, there are people who are studying already using this method. So you yourself, you can equally use the method and maybe gain a degree. Or another thing I want to talk about is the application fee method. Before I talk about the application fee, international students, the masters and PhD students, if you want to apply for a program, there are minor programs, there are major programs, there are masters, there are PhD programs, and there are so many other programs available in this particular university. The name of the university is called Pacific University of Oregon, all right? So if you are an international student, pay attention to all the details. Yours should be masters and PhD. And remember, as an African, as a student who is not a US citizen, yours is graduate assistantship or teaching assistantship or graduate programs. For undergraduate students, you have to check which one is the major program and which is the minor program. And make sure when you are choosing the major program, you should be applying for something which is 3 years and above. Now, when you are applying for the programs as an international student, there are documents that you need, all right? And without these documents, they cannot assess your application. And some of these documents I'm going to talk about are the documents that are equally going to hand you these scholarships. In this institution, there is no application fee to be paid. If you want, you can go through the website very well and make sure that at Pacific University of Oregon, there is no scholarship for master's degree students, though the undergraduate website is going to stipulate that there is an application fee waiver for every student who is applying for both levels, bachelor's, master's, and PhD. But when you click on the graduate programs, you do not find this information. Therefore, I will ask you to send separate emails or email your graduate department or your department to know if there is an application fee or not, or if there is no application fee and what you need to do. All right, please make sure you do this thing I'm telling you, because it is very vital. If you do not ask the department, you cannot know what is happening. Then when you want to know if there are financial aid and scholarship opportunities, you check the university's website and you click where it is written admissions. For the financial aid, you are going to find all the list of the scholarships or all scholarships available, and equally you are going to find all the financial aid methods you can utilize. For some of these scholarships, I want to draw your attention to the fact that you may not find them on the university's website. Guys, you may not find them. So you need to speak to your department or speak to professors or lecturers to enable them understand that you want a scholarship in order to study. Yes, they know that we need scholarships because we do not have this money. So if you do not ask, you may not know. And sometimes the scholarships are there, but nobody will tell you. Not every scholarship is found on the university's website. So that is something you should understand. Now, the application season. If you want to apply to Pacific University of Oregon, you have to apply between January 1st, November 1st, January 1st, and of course, after this period, remember, after this period, you cannot more apply again, but you can apply for rolling application. They will close the portal for those applications, but now open the portal for rolling application around January 15. This is something I want you to put into consideration. Remember, I said they will close the portal, which means that those that already applied before the portal was closed stand a chance to get the scholarship. You that you are applying for rolling admissions may get admissions without a scholarship. It is very normal like that. So you have to understand that application feeders varies from school to school or program to program, and early application is very vital, very vital for international students who are seeking scholarship. If you are applying for schools in the US and you are chasing a lot of scholarships, or you want to chase scholarship to pursue your career or to study, you have to apply early. Early application is very important because you cannot wait. I will talk about this in another video. I want to address masters and PhD students in this particular video because I noticed that a lot of people are losing focus. As a master's degree student or PhD student who wants to study in the US for free, there is one thing you should put at the back of your mind. US is a big country and a lot of people are chasing these free opportunities. What am I here to say? If you want to study for free in this particular country, then you need to start as early as possible so that before the others come in, they would have received your file. And remember that early application is the key to success. Sometimes the admissions team will look at your file and look at those of others behind you and check who came first. In case you guys have the same requirements, they will be checking who came first. So all these details, you have to put them into consideration, guys. Graduate school application is somehow tedious, but you need to master what you are doing. Now, the requirements I didn't talk about, which I'm going to be talking about now. If you want to apply to graduate school, especially this university, Pacific University in Oregon, USA, you should understand that there are a list of documents you need to submit to the admissions team. The documents, first of all, the easiest ones, I want to talk about them because they don't really matter. These are things that you only have the right to control them when you are still in school. Immediately you graduate from school, you do not have the right to control them. Then I will talk about the heavy documents that you have to pay attention to them if you must get the scholarship. The easiest documents include your international passport. We already know that. Then you also need a CV. A CV is also very important during the application process. For bachelor's degree students, it may not be any issue to you, but for master's students, you have to focus on your CV. But it's still not it because these are things you have done in the past and presently doing it. You have to just add to your CV and update it. All right, it's not a big deal. Then recommendation letters at times for masters and PhD are mandatory. You need to know that you need to submit recommendation letters if you want to apply to US schools. And this is how the recommendation letters work. Someone was asking me a few days ago that, Milton, what can I do? How do I present recommendation letters if I'm applying for scholarships? And I explained to her, again, I know not everybody knows these things. Recommendation letters for US universities, especially when you're chasing funding, doesn't come from you or I. It comes from recommenders, the people that we put their names to recommend us. And sometimes they will even ask you on the website, who is the person to you? Is he a colleague? Do you work together? What is your relationship? You explain like that. Then when you click send to the university, remember it's in your portal now, the university would then contact the person, you put his details and his emails, contact the person to fill the recommendation letter on your behalf. You may not even know what the person is writing, but sometimes it is good to know. But sometimes if you trust the people, don't ask them any unnecessary questions. Just know that the recommendations, you don't control it, but you can still control it. All right. So with that document, you don't have anything to do with it. Again, your degree certificates or your high school transcript. If you are applying for bachelor's in the US, make sure your high school transcript are up to date and okay to go. Again, make sure your bachelor's degree transcript are okay and good to go, because if you don't document this high school transcript before your certificates, all right, must be documented. And make sure there is something called ACEs, which I'm going to come to the next part now. All your degree certificates from bachelor's, high school, all must be present. These documents, you can only influence them when you are in school. So if you are watching this video and you intend to apply to the US in any year to come, maybe in next 2 years, make sure you study hard. This is something nobody told me, but had it been I knew somebody, or somebody told me, it would have changed my life a lot. So please pay attention to school when you are studying, all right? Now, the most important document that would determine if you are getting a scholarship in the US is your essay. That is number one, and your statement of purpose. Essay is for those of you who are applying for bachelor's degree. Of course, you just need to explain why you are applying and avoid spelling errors. These are things nobody told me. Avoid spelling errors and avoid using grammatical stuff. There is Grammarly. You can use Grammarly to check all of that. And again, that is for bachelor's degree students or students who are applying for bachelor's. For master's and PhD candidates, this is a very crucial document. Your first paragraph of a motivation letter must explain why you are applying for it. What is your goal? State your goal in the first paragraph before you carry on with the remaining sections of the motivation letter. Always make them know your goal. Then you keep insisting on your goal as you move down. Second paragraph should contain your education. Third paragraph, what you have done and what you are doing. Fifth paragraph, you conclude, and of course, you move out. It must not be 6 paragraphs or 7. It doesn't matter. But put them like this and tell them why you are applying. All right. You can get people to check them out for you. This is your statement of purpose. It must reflect you, and you must tell your story why you are going into the program. It is very important. Master students use Grammarly and other sites to check spelling errors because you may not know. This is for US universities generally. Even if you are applying to the University of New York or the University of California, San Diego, or maybe whichsoever University of California, you must document all these details. If you are applying to Eastern Illinois or maybe Purdue University or University of Indiana, you must document all these things as a master's or PhD student. Please put this into consideration. These are some of the things that a lot of people don't know and they keep falling into the trap. All right. Essays and motivation letters, very, very important. Please don't forget. Then in my next video, I'm going to address people who want to study in the US or who are still applying to US schools and who intend to study next year or who will be applying from September. I will do that in another video so that we learn all these things. There is a lot involved when you are applying to US universities, especially when you are trying to chase funding, because like I told you, this is free money you are chasing, and no school will not give you the funding or the money if you are not serious in what you are doing. You must show them seriousness before they will be able to bring you into their department. Financial aid in graduate school is something which is not really a big problem if you put in the time. If you are applying, even studying nursing or whichever degree program, or is that in grad school, you have to focus. All right. I hope this video will help you till we meet again. Do not forget that Pacific University is still open. You can apply for rolling application, but when you are applying for rolling application, put it at the back of your mind that those who came before you will be assessed as well before you. All right. And if they meet the requirement, they give it to them. Okay. I hope you get it. Till we meet again.